Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Jasmine Pather here. Thanks for tuning in for today's video. Today is story time day. So I'm gonna share with you one of our worst photo booth event days ever. I think that as a photo booth owner, we all have these, and so I just thought it would be cool to share one of the worst experiences that we had, during our several years in the event business. And so I hope you enjoy it. I would love to know what your worst event was at the end. Make sure to comment that below. But anyways, if you want, go get your little cafecito. I have my office mug, Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica. Any Office fans out there? Josh and I love The Office. It's like our favorite show. Anyways, so okay, let me take you back in time. So let's talk about a full schedule Saturday photo booth event day. Josh and I were working an event together. During this time, we had a good 8 photo booths out on a Saturday, and Josh and I were working our own event together, and we had all of our other attendants busy working their own events. Now, we were headed on our way when we get a call, and as soon as the phone rang, I just knew something had happened, something went wrong, because it was from our customer service line, and typically we didn't really get calls on a Saturday for customer service unless there were an issue, right? So at this point, call comes in, my heart drops. I recognize the name of the customer, and I know that we're working an event for her. So I immediately panic. And Josh is driving, and he's like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know we're working an event for this lady, and she's calling." So I pick up the phone, and she's upset. She is upset, guys. She's telling me no one's at her event. No one's working her photo booth event. And I'm just like, how can this be, right? We never miss photo booth events. And I'm like, I know she's on the calendar. I know so-and-so is supposed to be working her event. And I just asked her, I'm so sorry. I understand this must be so frustrating for you. Just let me just give me 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and I'll call you back, and I'll let you know what we're gonna do about it, right? I didn't want to just keep her on the phone. We had to kind of figure out what was happening. My first reaction is my attendant is in an accident, or she's not okay, or emergency happened, right? So first thing that we do is take a look at the calendar, and we're like, yeah, she would have already started. We checked the cameras at the office. She never went and picked up the booth. The booth is just sitting there all alone. All the other booths have been taken. Again, it was a busy Saturday. And whenever we saw that, we're like, okay, so she never even showed up. She didn't call us. She didn't text us. We tried calling her multiple times. She didn't answer the phone. At this point, we're like, okay, forget her. She's out of the picture. And at that point, we realized, okay, we're kind of screwed, because all of our events, all of our attendants are out working events, and there's no one as a backup. No one was available to work an event last minute. And so Josh actually had a great idea. He was able to think quick, and we were so prepared, and we were arriving almost really ahead of schedule to our event that we were working together. And we took a look at the map, and we kind of came up with an idea for logistics. So Josh decides to leave me at the venue that we were working together, and leave with the photo booth that was intended for that event. And he says he can make it to the event that was missed, about 30 minutes. So I get back on the phone with the customer. Now that we have a plan, the plan is for Josh to take that booth, work the event, and just stay later, make up for lost time, right? As long as the customer is all okay with that. So I call the customer back. I, again, express like, I'm so sorry this happened. We really want to make things right for you. Would you be okay if we still set up your event? Like, I can get someone on the way to you right now. They would arrive within the hour and they would be set up within 1 hour. And would you be okay if they go ahead and set up and of course just make up for the lost time? Thankfully, she was so nice about it. I think she was just happy that we were willing to just still go out there and work her event, that she was totally fine with it. She said, look, I understand things happen. That's totally okay. My party's gonna go on till pretty late. And so I just felt such a sense of relief when she said that. And I was like, whew, okay, we can still save the day. It's gonna be okay. Now, Josh goes ahead and just drops me off literally with just the backdrop. No props. He took the props, he took the booth. And I was there pretty early, so I just kind of had to I just showed up, I presented myself, I introduced myself to the host, and then I just told them, I'm here, I'm gonna set up the backdrop, and then I'll be getting the booth shortly, and I'll set that up once I get it. So I had to pretend like everything's fine. I had to act cool, calm, and collected, and just you have to fake it till you make it sometimes. And that was one of the days, even though I was worried, like I'm sitting there like checking my phone constantly, because what was gonna happen was that one of our other attendants that had been just wrapping up an event nearby was going to break down his booth, load it in his truck, and bring it to me so that I would have a booth and be able to work the event that Josh and I were originally going to work together. So I am sitting there like texting him, like, are you almost here? Where are you? I was feeling the pressure the most. At this point, like the customer who had the late start, she's taken care of. Josh is gonna handle her. And Josh texts me that he made it, and he's like, oh my God, they're so nice. Like, we got so lucky. He sends me a picture of tacos. And I'm like, okay, yeah, they really like us, because they gave Josh tacos. And I'm over there like biting my nails, like nervous and playing it off. And thankfully, our attendant that wrapped up his other event nearby shows up with his booth, and we were so well prepared that he had, of course, extra media, so I wasn't worried about running out of media or anything like that. So very quickly, he helps me set up, and guys, we set up literally within the nick of time. It was maybe like 5 minutes before the event rental was supposed to start. So once it's set up, I only had 5 minutes to like breathe and go use the restroom. And then, my event went pretty smooth after that, but it was stressful. It was so stressful to, come up with a plan when everyone is working. I mean, that was tough. And, Josh just leaving me there kind of stranded without a booth. I don't know what the customer thought or the host thought. I think they were too busy preparing their event. They were still setting up some stuff, so I don't think they really noticed. And they were happy at the end. That's really all that matters, right? Is serving the customer, making sure they're happy, making sure their guests are happy with the photo booth, making sure they're having fun, making those memories, right? So, that was the worst event, probably, in the history of our business, our rental business, just because we were under so much stress, and it was chaos for a little bit while we figured out a plan. And rule number one that we learned from all of that is always have a backup. Like, make sure someone is on standby, right? You never know what can happen. Someone can have a flat tire, there can be an accident, God forbid, or, people have emergencies or they're sick and they can't work. So we made sure that after that event that we always had at least one person kind of on standby that could, potentially like get up and go work an event if needed. And so that gave us a lot of peace of mind, right? So you live and you learn, right? We made that mistake, we learned from it, we just made sure not to do that again. Guys, that's the story time for today. That was one of the worst or more stressful event rental days of our business. I know that you guys probably have some stories to share with me, so please leave them in the comments below. What was your worst photo booth rental experience like? Was it the event? Was it the people? Was it the venue? Was it the host? There's so many things that can go wrong. Was your equipment just like not working at all? Please share below. I think that we would all like to learn from each other. But that's my takeaway from what happened with us, is always have a backup. And then I was really happy that we had everything like really well prepared. Again, like I wasn't worried about running out of ink and paper, and that made things a lot smoother and kind of gave me that peace of mind, like, yeah, that attendant from that other event can just bring me his booth, no problem, and I'm sure I'll be fine with the media because he has extra. So so yeah, guys, just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. Josh actually created a really good video. It's called like the 5 business mistakes that you're making or something like that. So I'll make sure to include that link so you can check it out. He gives some really good information in there. So make sure to take a look at that and give it a like. And with that being said, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.